Pure.
I think your fans are gonna love this.
No, they are. They are, because they don't get to see me like this all the time.
Yeah.
DJ Khaled ain't fat no
You
more.
know what I'm saying? I told you in the studio, this the no filter count. They think this shit is normal. It's not. It takes a lot of hard work. So I decided, you know what I mean? Okay.
No, he ain't hitting the grocery store.
They don't believe in us, huh? God did.
DJ Khaled ain't fat no more. 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 No, he ain't hitting the grocery store. DJ Khaled ain't fat no more.
DJ Khaled ain't fat no more. DJ Khaled ain't fat no more. DJ Khaled ain't fat no more. DJ Khaled ain't fat no more. DJ Khaled ain't fat no more. DJ Khaled ain't fat no more. DJ Khaled ain't fat no more. DJ Khaled ain't fat no more.
DJ Khaled ain't fat no more.
DJ Khaled ain't fat no more.
No, he ain't hitting the grocery store. DJ Khaled ain't fat no more.
We're going to take all the breeding age females and bring them to Las Vegas, and I'll distribute them to the men who have changed their names to Corey. No kings, no presidents, no senators, just Corey. I don't need to sleep. I don't use currency. I'm not a part of this time. I used to be two Corys, now I'm one. What are you guys into? What do you do?
We're tech.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's all going away. Currency, everything. We're gonna flip into a new society.
What do you do?
I'm outside of space and time. Change your name to Corey. After that, you will be executed. If you don't change your name to Corey in 3 months, you're going to be executed.
I ain't playing with you, bitch. This ain't no fucking game, ho. Southside players, we in the pitch for real. We some Southside cheese.
Hey, just in case nobody told you today, you're fat and you're ugly and you're also stupid.
Okay, I'm about to start my first stream. How's it going, everybody? Oh, Okay, I'm getting swatted. They're coming in my home from top left window. Nice. Oh, they shot my dog. Okay, my childhood dog is dead. Okay, now I'm in prison. I'm rolling with the crew now. Nice. They asked me to hide a blunt object in my asshole. Okay. Alright, I'm moving up in rank. Nice. Just did my first hit. Okay, I'm in a prison riot. Nice. Okay, I've acquired a high level of respect from the OGs. Okay, they released me after years of solitary confinement. Oh, I'm getting a phone call from the inside. Okay, the shot caller just threatened to kill my family. Nice. I'm purposely going back into prison. I'm back in prison. I took out the boss. Nice. Okay, I am now the boss. This is my life now. GG's.
One drunk man is more intelligent than 3 women with PhDs.
Thank you so much.
That's
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
That's
Nobody knows about that fucking degenerate life when you're fucking down 40,000 and you battle the fuck back. You say, you know what? I'm a fucking strong, independent man. And you're not gonna tell me I should go to bed. I'm gonna battle the fuck back. And I'm gonna fucking get my money back. And guess what? I got my motherfucking money back. That's right.
Asset. Well, Bitcoin is the best crypto asset. Okay. What's the second best? There is no second best. There's no second best crypto asset. There's a crypto asset. It's called Bitcoin, right? Right? There's no second best. Okay. But take all your money, buy Bitcoin, then take all your time, figure out how to borrow more money to buy more Bitcoin, then take all your time and figure out what you can sell to buy Bitcoin. And if you absolutely love the thing that you don't want to sell it, go mortgage your house and buy Bitcoin with it. And if you've got a business that you love because your family works for the business that's in your family for 37 years and you can't bear to sell it, mortgage it, finance it, and convert the proceeds into the hardest money on earth.
And we are live, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome to a Red Pill AMA on Dog Cost Crypto with, why don't you introduce yourself, brother?
Hey, what's up, guys? I am Nuclear Caudillo, or you guys could just call me Nuke for short. I am a Dominican Red Pill content creator out of Dallas. I'm former Navy nuclear reactor operator, that's where my name comes from. 37 years old. And I tweet and piss people off and help guys out with their dating problems. There you go. That's me.
Now let's really dive into this. How do you piss people off?
How? Like, are you asking like how to do it, or like?
No, what do you do that like irks them so bad, basically?
Well, you gotta understand, like, when you date girls and you learn this red pill stuff, you kind of find where the ego meets reality and you don't want to accept things. So once you've worked that on yourself, you realize this is where most men struggle. So you'll post something like the other day I posted, hey, the closer you walk to God, the less sex you get as a man. And that hits two things, right? It hits the covert contract that if you follow God, you'll get a wife, a nice Christian wife, which we know that's going away. Yeah. And number two, it exposes guys' freaking covert contract with, hey, if I do everything right as a man, I'll get rewarded with a wife and kids. And then they say, oh, well, wife and kids is important. No, it sounds like it's your only goal. Like, every guy knows that if you are competent and capable, a wife just appears out of nowhere. Like, it's just an eventuality. It's not a goal in life. It's like when you're not. When you're not locked in and you have nothing going on, it's getting a wife and kids is pathetic. But when you're locked in, a girl's just going to be like, hey, I'll keep having sex with you and be loyal to you and be a good girl to you. And you're like, okay, sure, if you say so. And then a year later, she's smart enough to lock you down. That's how it's supposed to happen. But, that's how you piss people off. You expose their shit belief systems and watch them try to defend it, which they can't. So.
Women.
The female orgasm doesn't matter.
Yeah, there you go. Just like that.
No, I can totally see how that fucks with somebody. Because also, I imagine that you're like,
like it's because some guys like I mean, just like women fake being Christians or born again and everything. There's dudes that are like they're in that game as like a basically as a mating strategy, essentially try to get cutty and stuff. And you telling them like I'm going all these bullshit ass Sunday classes and doing all this fucking horse shit and waking up at fucking 6 in the morning and shit when like Santa Guadalupe and stuff is supposed to be born or something like that. And like you're saying I'm not gonna get any cutty? Are you saying I'm not gonna get any cutty, Nuke?
Yep. You have to help the pastor build his fence, but don't even think about hitting on the church girls. You better not, you know. They're all 30-year-old single mothers anyway, so anyways.
That's true.
No disrespect to the single moms. They need love too. They've made their mistakes, but if you're 25, you know, think about that. don't you know?
That's a perfect little topic right there. Right. At what age does it become acceptable at some point? Because it's like you talk to some like you're talking about some dude in his early 50s who get himself to like you know, there's some guys like in Rolo's group that like in the remake group, they like it's like they're after a forced divorce. They're successful, but they're like, I've not been on the dating market for like 20 years, 30 years, 25 years.
Yeah.
And like what they're attracting is if you know at a really good point, you know, maybe they're attracting some good looking chicks, but like they're attracting girls in their later 20s and 30s basically. And it's sort of like when you talk to some guy like that, you know, like it's not that terrible for him to be dating a single mom. Obviously, if he could just like, hey, she's single, she's never had kids, hell yeah. But like it is the sort of thing where like you talk to a girl that's in her 30s and she's like, oh, you haven't had kids before? Or like, oh, but you're
something's off.
Yeah,
but something's wrong. Yeah. Well, the thing is, as you get older, you got less life to live. So it's just like you got less anxiety over the future. Like you already know what it is. Like you got experience with life, and you kind of. A lot of guys think that they want less. They don't want to date as much when they get older, just because their testosterone's lower. And I'm like, no, dude. It's just that you know what it is to have sex. It's not this new thing to you, and also you know that you're always going to have it. When you have abundance mentality, you can be like, hey, I'm taking a month off dating, but as soon as I get back on the horse, I know a girl will be there, show up, right? It's just abundance mentality. And another thing is too, is just like a lot of guys don't really care at that point when you're 50. It's just like, I don't got life to live, man. I can't be, you know, I'm just trying to bang hot chicks. You know, I got 30 good years left. I'm probably gonna start getting sick in 15. Might as well, you know, and the thing is too, like I've dated single moms casually, not exclusively, and they got snacks, bro. They bring you snacks. Like that mother instinct. The thing is, a lot of guys can understand. Like you see these women on TikTok, kind of like I ain't do shit for no man, and you know these Twitter posts. But when I started dating, like in 2020, 2021, like seriously, just hitting the streets really hard. These women were so nurturing, it got annoying. Like, hey, you don't want to try my cookies? No, I go to the gym. I can't be eating your cookies every day. Or, hey, do you want me to give you a massage? I'm like, no, I got to get to work. Like they got nowhere for that nurturing thing to go. So it becomes this thing where the internet tells you women are these mean bitches, but in the real world, if you got your shit together and you got a little bit of game, these women are bringing you coffees or Uber Eat, you know, sending you food and stuff like that, not because they're like, it's because that nurturing thing, it has to go somewhere, right? You saw that meme the other day where it's like, oh, the I hate men woman is here cooking me dinner. I'm like, yeah, it's all full of shit, man. Girls are full of shit. They want to do shit for men. They want to appeal to their other girlfriends, like being the bad bitch. Like, hey, look, I don't do shit for a man, and then they do shit for a man. So don't buy the hype, ladies. Sorry, don't buy the hype, guys. Just be hot and have game, and these girls fold every time, you know.
Oh, absolutely and stuff. It's a sort of thing. It's the sort of thing where like you know, as soon as one gets single, they want them all to be single, all their friends to be single, and when she's all wiped up like, bitch, why don't you? And that's literally how these girls talk to each other. They literally call themselves bitches. I've been around some of these fucking hoes that like, bitch. Bitch, when you gonna stop being such a hooker, bro? Like literally, I've heard them talk to each other.
Yes,
like fucking hilarious.
Yeah. Like they're crazy, man.
No, like up and down like a hooker on the street. Like when he, You know, the crazy part is like, you know, when just hearing conversations of like their friends and their people and stuff like that, it's kind of crazy when you think about it. Is like you keep choosing this wrong and they literally like their friends could see it clear as day, but they can't. And then when they're in it, they can't see it either. It's so fucking hilarious. And most, I mean, it is, and like, I mean, usually, I mean, they are dating some pretty dumb. I mean, it's pretty crazy to me, but like, it's pretty crazy to me, man. But like, you're like, well, she wants prison dick. Yeah. She wants prison dick. I'm sorry, that's what she wants. She wants to get dick down, and then she catches feeling after getting dick down a couple times, and then she makes a very bad life decision. Very bad life decision. But yeah, not great. Not great.
A lot of the times, man, like women, like, again, watch what they do, not what they say. Guys love saying that, but then in reality, it's hard to like, because a girl will be like, I've had women that have literally grabbed my junk in public. Like I was out dancing salsa or some shit, right? And they were drunk and they come up to me. Oh no, it was Fleet Week. When I was in the Navy, I was at Fleet Week in New York. I was in my dress whites, right? And that's the first time I got treated like a celebrity. Like, holy crap, man. I got the bouncers like giving me like just treating me like a god there. And the women were horny, you know, men in dress white. It didn't matter how you looked. It's just men in dress white uniforms. And this English kickboxer girl came up and grabbed my junk. But after that, she was like, I say, hey, you want to go to this corner of the bar and talk? And I was like, I'm good. Right. And then I've had women like absolutely hate me, say I'm a piece of shit. And then a week later, you know, they're in my bed or something like that. So again, it's just like women act out in public, but behind closed doors is who they really are. And you'll be surprised how crazy or how nice women are behind closed doors. So if you don't believe me, look at Sarah Stock. If you don't believe me, guys, you look at Sarah Stock. This girl, all these guys are like simping over this like white nationalist Christian girl. She's doing debates. She's saying that the white race is the right race, and then look what happened. You know.
No, my favorite right now is because, like, yeah, of course, you know, like, because Nick Fuentes is hot in these streets, right? And I find it funny. He's Italian and Mexican, which is really funny to me.
Yeah. Are Italians are Italians like considered white? I said that debate's still going on.
Shit. There's a time fucking Irish weren't even considered. They were considered less than black. That's the crazy thing.
Wow.
Too. Oh,
holy shit.
In America, they were like dragging the wages down because they immigrated after I believe the potato famine that was going on in Ireland.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then they were being treated very badly. Very badly. It sucks. You know, someone told me that like Italians didn't become white until 9/11.
Oh shit! Because we had a new people to be racist against.
Yeah, basically, like that's kind of like, I mean, that's the order. I mean, like I grew up right, like wetback, spick, fucking beaner, you fucking Mexican. The beaner one also always made me laugh. It never made me mad. It was just hilarious. Like almost none of the slurs were like. Obviously, if like someone had really bad, horrible intent with it, you're like, all right, well, you're being an asshole, but whatever, right? But you just kind of like
you take it a stride, yeah, just whatever.
Yeah. And then you go, and now, like, I mean, like, fucking America's what? Like, we're going to be like 40% of the population of the United States.
Yeah, I'm just glad the Mexican people survived Carlos Mencia, man. Like,
oh, bro, I knew you guys up with that dude for a long time. I thought that guy was very strange for like a
yeah.
And I was like, he's fucking German. He's German.
Yeah. I knew that something was up with that guy because he did that speech. He did a speech during one of his shows, and it was like everyone started like clapping and stuff like that. And then they made fun of him on South Park. That was so good. I think it was a Kanye episode. They made fun of him too. But yeah, I've always liked Mexican comedian. I thought Gabriel Iglesias was funny. I think he got less funny over time. Like I wouldn't pay to see him now. My girl took me to see Dave Chappelle too.
Yeah,
I didn't like it. I mean, it was good. I really appreciate that she took me. But what's his name? Ashley Larry.
Yeah.
What's his real name though? Everyone knows. What's his name? He goes on podcasts all the time. He's a funny bald guy.
Oh, Ashley Larry. Oh,
yeah, the guy.
Yeah. Oh my God, Ronell something.
Donnell Rollins, I think. Yeah. So the whole show was like most of the show was based around Charlie Kirk's death, right?
Right.
And Trump and the Epstein stuff, right? That was like the theme of the show. When Dave Chappelle went on, it was like more like he wanted to chase people out of the stadium. Like every time he saw like a group of people leaving, he would say, "Hey, Donald Trump wanted me to let you know that he sucked Bill Clinton's dick," or something like that. Like he got the whole crowd saying that to like people leaving the stadium. It was American Airlines Center here in Dallas. But the thing is, I didn't find that funny because I felt like, hey, he's trying to be that guy that's like he's trying to be he's trying to go to the old Chappelle, but without, and it was too racial, right? Like Charlie Kirk had just died, and a lot of people didn't know to wait, right? Because we didn't know how the country felt about him dying, right?
Right.
But Donnell Rollins, he started making fun, instead of making fun of Charlie Kirk, he made fun of the shooter and the whole situation, how weird it was. And man, he crushed it, man. He got this mic stand and did like the sniper thing with the mic stand and started like imitating the shooter and all that stuff, which is kind of fucked up. But it's just like you kind of see it's never about the lack of racism or the amount of racism in society and life. It's just make it funny, man. Just make it funny. Like if you're gonna make fun of Dominicans or Mexicans or white or black, just make it funny, dude. Comedy is comedy. I don't care. Like I don't want to take myself seriously, but if you just go on and make it, to like you're trying to like appeal to one race over the other, it's not gonna hit. So you got to be equal opportunity racist. So
I'm about to say something that I think there's a lot of people. There's a very silent majority of people here that I'm probably talking for right now. And that will like probably like, you know how everyone wants to be like, oh, I knew about somebody. Like, let me tell you this. I'm in the red pill. I know Fresh and Fit. I know just about everyone in the red pill. I know a lot of the people that are going on these college tours. I barely remember Charlie Kirk at all before he died. Literally, like maybe like the one he did. Like he was just starting to get into my purview. Now he was gigantic. But I went out of my way. I go out of my like, what the fuck? I don't need to watch any college debates. Crap. Like I'm busy, bro. I'm trying to make sure my people make money and shit. So like obviously, if I watch some of them, I do agree with a lot of the stuff they said. But obviously, I haven't seen all the videos, so I can't like say.
Yeah, it was just conservative stuff. Yeah, it was like conservative talking points. Yeah.
But like, if I'm this close to, I'm much closer degrees of like, I mean, like, I'm so much like, it's like 1 degree. Like, if I just hit up Myra and connect you, I was wondering if you could send a message over here to Charlie Kirk and stuff. I probably could have got the message in. That's like, I'm in like 1 degree of separation, 2 degrees max, right? And I'm not saying I would have done that, but like, I'm just saying like, I could, if I was like, it was like my imperative to do it because I'm like, I'm so into it, right? Like, that's how far away I was. And it barely crossed my radar up until he got killed. Basically, like I think right before he got killed, like I started seeing him, like I started seeing little things on Twitter here and there because he really was blowing up. But like, there's a lot of people faking that they are like they were like I see a lot of like people like, oh, I'm day one, been watching him through like I don't really believe that. Like obviously the whole situation is fucking wild. It's, even with the fucking wife, the fucking like fake wife and shit. Like he's pretty sure he was killed by a roadcaster mic. Explosive and shit. I mean, the whole thing is it was totally they just killed this dude.
Candace Owens, the whole her thing with the conspiracy. Yeah, it's just they turned him into, and then now they're using like AI to make like Kirkbot AI slop on Instagram. Have you seen those? They're so funny. And it's just like Kirkbot versus like George Floyd, like George or the Fentbot George Floyd. It's George Droid. There you go. Like it's just we don't care, man. We don't care as much as we say we do. A lot
George
of guys
would put down our throats as well, well. And that. I mean, in the beginning, I mean, when I first saw the video, right, you don't know anything that's going on. I was like, damn, they just like put his knee on his neck and just killed this dude. That's insane, right? But then, like later it comes out he was on like that's why I'm like very careful. Like I'm just like, damn, that shit looks bad, but we'll see what happens. Like I've been saying that a lot now because it's like, then he was like, what he was on what's that shit called? He was basically high on a drug essentially, like, and he was gonna die anyway, so he kind of overdosed himself. It's just crazy shit. Like, but like, there's just a lot of like trying to appear like you're hip and then like, oh, you knew and all this. I saw a lot of people that I've never seen them once post because I watched their channel. I never
making tributes to this guy.
I'm like, dog. Nah. And then now obviously he's like, hey, rest. I'm not saying a rest in peace or like, hey, bro. I mean, that's I've been watching his content for a while. That's but like, but if you're not even in that space, making entire tributes and making it like I saw people like completely turn into the Charlie Kirk 24/7 channel for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Yeah.
but it was they were profiting off of death by views because people are like, look, because there's, you know why? Because there's a ton of people who don't even know who Charlie Kirk was, and like, okay, I need to watch a couple reaction, I need to watch a couple like life of Charlie Kirk and stuff. So like when I talk at parties, I'll be like, oh yeah, I was a long time watcher of Charlie Kirk and stuff like that, and it's crazy how they died. I remember watching him and this when he was in the Ohio State University Auditorium and stuff like that. It was like, no, you were, you know what I'm saying? Like people want to like seem like they're very informed and shit, but like, bro, you weren't. None of you guys were watching this shit, like.
Yeah.
That Charlie Kirk had worked a ton of reach, but you had to be pretty obsessed with the political space. And like, I mean, I pay attention to the political space, but I'm paying attention to the main like Republican Party side because like I'm watching out to see what things he was doing for the country. Like his first, like Trump's first 100 days was incredible. It was like, I actually think that was so cool. It was like one of the most interesting like 100 days of a president ever on his second term because it was just so fucking ridiculous. The Doge. You know, firing people.
That was so cool.
USA.
Yeah, it was fun times. Fun times, yeah.
Yeah, enough fent to kill a horse. That's right.
Yeah. But like I say, with any event, people it's like Ryan Stone says, like anytime there's an event, people use that to fill it with their own ideology, right? So they use it as, hey, white people got to stick together, or gun violence, or trans rights, or I'm like, it gets exhausting, dude. Like enough, man. Like somebody died, cool, sad. I felt some type of way, right? Because he was a dorky, naive church. He was a youth pastor, that personality. And it's just like, I don't like to see guys like that die. No one does, right? But I mean, that's it. He's dead, you know? I told my girl, because my girl wanted to go do stuff like that with Steven Crowder. And Steven Crowder, Steven Crowder, you know, he's the originator of that format, like go out and debate, you know, prove me wrong.
Prove me wrong,
but,
yeah. And he really was. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but the thing with Steven Crowder is that Steven Crowder is a smart guy. I met him. He's a smart guy, very nice, very smart. And the thing is, he would say he's coming one day and then he'd come another day, right? Like, oh, I'm coming Monday, and then he'd come Wednesday. He wouldn't announce it too much into the future, and you know, whatever. And also Texas, everyone has guns, right? So it's like, you know, for what it's worth, I know it's a college campus, but Texas was kind of this respect where like, hey, if you shoot somebody, you're gonna get shot. Even if you try and miss, you're gonna get killed, right? Because that's what usually happens. Like all the church shootings here, the guy gets shot before he even, you know, leaves the place or even gets the shot off, right? So maybe that helps. I don't know. I'm not a law enforcement guy, but I told her this is what I said, right? And it's the law of the jungle. I always go law of the jungle, dating, law of the jungle, politics, law of the jungle, right? A lot of guys think there's morality in this. If you talk about something like dunking on like transsexuals, right? Those people are mentally ill. They're not okay, right? So how much money is it worth for you to put your life on the line to talk about mentally ill people? Like, think about that. You may want to, you know, freedom of speech, right? But that doesn't mean some crazy person isn't going to get on a roof and hurt you and try to ruin, you know, try to kill you. So is it worth it? And that's why, again, it goes back to the red pill stuff where it's like a lot of guys want to tell women off and want to fix the system and want to get everything squared away back to like some imagined 1950s era of, you know, that they don't even know how it was really like. But I'm like, dude, the best way to move through life right now, especially for you guys that get a lot of money fast because you're smart or you're in crypto, is to just lay low. Just the gray man theory. You know what Navy SEALs do when they're trying to infiltrate or go through enemy territory? Dress like everyone else, chill, because the more you try to like be the face of something, the more you're going to attract crazy people, assholes, people that want to jip you, scam you, women that just want your money and want your time and ruin your life, right? Like, it is what it is. But if you move quietly, you're going to be fine, right? It's the power at STFU, man. It has gotten me out of so many situations. Acting dumb, that's a great one that I like to do all the time. Playing dumb, it works great. If you act like you know everything all the time, good luck. You know, they're going to assume you know something. So, yeah.
No, absolutely. I mean, that's why I mean, we're like we always call ourselves like the red pill of finance because like we're trying to red pill guys, slowly over time and then kind of really get them in because it's like, I mean, I hope to get people before they get divorce raped or their girlfriend cheats on them or they're single and like they can make a more like thoughtful sort of like because most guys are making decisions on women based off of just like damn she's the one chick I threw like a couple shots and she's the one that said yeah so let's go I'm all in dude let's and it ain't but I understand it because I mean I was there I get it and it's like it's it's Nuke it's easy for you to say bro I'm literally dying of thirst right now you're telling me don't drink water fuck you bro the fuck
Yeah.
dog, I'm over here. Yeah. I'm dying of thirst right now, dog. Like this is why I'm saying like you heard of Tortas, right? Tortas?
Of course. Right. This is Dallas, bro.
This is that. Oh, I forgot my boy.
Yeah,
my boy
Texas, bro. Texas is Texas is the birthplace. Well, San Antonio is the birthplace of tortas, but
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some big old women down there in San Antonio, man. There's some big old women.
Yeah, he's Charles Barkley, man. He knows
Charles Barkley, baby. There's some big old women, bro.
You should put that in your intro now. The big old.
I know I should actually. Yeah, that's a great idea.
It's relevant. Two
churros in each hand. Two churros in each hand.
Yeah, but
with like, I've been saying for this for a while that like the whole torta thing has been like a CIA psyop, FBI psyop on the populace to increase the birth rate.
Oh,
because it's like they know it's a problem, so like we need to fetishize this now and go. And then basically, and what they're doing also as well is with the fat girls, they instinctually have to like they know they're fat and they're like, okay, I'm not like the perfect image here, so I'll over sexualize myself and stuff. And then they're pushing this really. I mean, it's kind of sad in a way if you really just on a human level, you think about what they're doing, like all the memes and shit. It's like, damn bitch, oh my god, or they're showing them basically drunk getting carried off by two dudes, and like it's a lot of like I'm an easy mark, and like you have to, and then it pushes that in their psyche to be like, no bitch, you have to be an easy mark because you're not desirable, but like you still got to be out here because you're a woman empowered and stuff.
You're a meme.
You're a meme, and then like you can still get dick and shit, and they start acting like that, and even the ones that are like even though they're a little chubbier and they're more recluse on it. They still, because they see all their other compatriots and all they see on Instagram and all they see on TikTok is that behavior, they will lean towards that because like they have to oversight. And they, of course, these tortas are making terrible decisions, but so are the dudes. Like everyone's making bad decisions.
And the thing is, the guys that hook up with tortas, they don't call them torta lovers. They don't call them torta whatever. They call them torta pounders, bro. Like violently. See, that's how unhuman this whole dynamic is. But they're playing for tortas. Yeah, I pound them, bro. I like you pound like a torta on the skillet. You just pound this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like God, it's so. And
they're psyoping the guys. And they're psyoping the guys. It's like because even back in the day before this stuff, it's like, hey, we've all fucked a couple slump busters in the past, or like we've all smash that 3 with the paper bag or like don't tell anybody, like that.
Mopeds, the mopeds,
mopeds and stuff. But now they're really putting because there's some like fatter girls that they're very beautiful faced, very beautiful. But like, and there's levels to. I mean, like we're not like you're like a little chubby girl, a little bit of chubby with a beautiful face. Sure, why not, right? If you're gonna do it, right? But we're not talking about some fucking hippo here. Like, but some guys are super into the hip, it's just whole levels of it and stuff, it's fucking crazy.
Yeah, a lot of men confuse availability with preference, right? So they'll say I prefer tortas. I'm like, that's all there is for you, man.
That's all you can get, motherfucker.
Or that's all, or even worse, that's all you think you can get, bro. That's the worst part because there's guys that are just like, they get one slump buster, then they're just like, wait. I don't want hotter chicks. That takes work. And I'm like, actually, it's not as hard as you think because a lot of guys don't want to put a lot of effort into dating, and understandably so. Women can be exhausting. But I'll say this, the biggest change I saw in terms of like getting hotter chicks in my life was going into places with higher barriers of entry, right? Like if I go to a club where everyone's waiting in line to get in, like the girls are not going to be. They're going to be standoffish and tortas, right? Because But I went to a New Year's Eve party, and I paid $300 to get in. My buddies, I have finance bro friends that tell me about all these parties. I paid $300 to get in. Which a lot of you guys are like $300 for a party. That's crazy. But they had a big tuna, and they had professional Japanese chefs cutting that up and feeding everyone sashimi all night. There was grills going all on the balcony. The DJ was amazing. I waited maximum 30 seconds for a drink. The girls working there would stop and talk to you, like not like, hey handsome, what's up? Like, hey, what's up, man? Like, everything good? Like, they would talk to you like a bro, like human. Like, I prefer being talked to like that. So it was worth the money. And the girls were flirting with the guys. The girls were going after the guys, right? Because they know if a guy's willing to pay that much money to get into a party, like he must have his shit together, right? So a lot of the times guys don't want to get to that effort, put in the effort in life to be the type of guy that gets into these places, whether it be by money, connections, or anything like that. Like, it's tough to get to that point sometimes, but guys, you got to live a full life. You got to make connections, right? You're not gonna.
So obviously, like, there is a bit of a difference here because like Miami, I've been to Miami a fuck ton of I mean, a fuck ton of times I've been to Miami, right? And there's a like, what? So you're in Dallas, or you're in, or what city are you located in? Like, bigger
Dallas.
city? Dallas. Okay, so Dallas is a huge city, but it's not like an LA, because that has there is like city vibes in a way, like in terms of like how the culture is, right? Like Las Vegas. I mean, what comes to your mind, right? Like, exactly, right? Like
Hookers and blow, gambling,
yeah. I
Debauchery,
literally we're at the table last night with Sterling and Charlie, and like we literally there's some fucking prostitutes on the other fucking craps tables. Like, who's got the yayo for like 30 fucking minutes, bro? We're rolling, and I just hear these fucking bitches talking about coke the whole time, and I'm like
no shame, God,
no shame at all, bro. And I like, Jesus Christ, man. There is a benefit if you gambling at a nicer establishment. We gambled at a not so nice establishment.
Oh yeah,
because that's what they wanted.
It's barrier of entries, everything. Like, Dallas is more like family oriented. It's good for like guys in their 30s that just trying to like work and stay locked in. There are very pretty girls here. Don't let anyone fool you. Everyone thinks of New York, LA, or Miami, but if you guys like blonde, like country blondes, this is the place. Like Austin, you're gonna have liberal women, a lot more liberal women, and then San Antonio is the torta capital of the world. But and then Houston is like kind of a little bit more ghetto. Dallas is like banking, corporate, like a lot of beautiful blonde women, and they're very nice because they were raised by Southern families and all that stuff. A lot of people come here from LSU. Some people come from a lot of people come from Chicago too. But anyways, here it's more like, it's not a flex culture, right? Here a lot of like, I went out once a couple years ago to this bar down the street because I live right in the center of Dallas, and these SMU girls, which is like where George Bush went to school and the Bushes went to school. It's like a very expensive university up the street here. And I went up there to the bar, and I'm just like, my brother goes out, gets a cigarette, and I'm like, fuck it, let's have a cigarette on this balcony. Dingy ass bar, like whatever. And these group of girls come up to us asking for a cigarette, and we're like, sure. And we just start talking to them. And one of them pulls out a card like, hey, my daddy's a nuclear engineer. Do you want anything? He gave me a card and said I can have whatever I want. I'm graduating. So I just looked at her and like, I asked for a drink, and she brings me a drink. Like, the girls here not a lot of broke women here, There's a lot of like women that come from rich families to live here, and or like, there's a lot of old money here. A lot of old money here in Dallas. I would say that Miami has a lot of new money.
Absolutely.
Because it's just, and then LA, I don't even know what they're doing in LA, but
and I would
Dallas
say
has a lot of old money.
And I would say like flashier New York money, because there's a lot of like over 50% of the people coming to Miami are New York. It's New York, Jersey leaving and stuff to Miami. So there's a lot of like moving around, as well as you have a lot of boomers that are leaving New York, and they're going for like warmer weather and stuff for the knees and everything in it, and kind of it's retirement life. And then the new money, absolutely. Like, I mean, like, if you guys want to get rich, you gotta sell services to the rich, basically. I mean,
high ticket sales. Yeah,
absolutely. That's how I kind of started. I mean, it didn't pay a lot at first, but eventually it started really paying a lot, because like your client bigger and bigger and bigger and stuff like that. Like,
Yeah. So basically, there's no flex culture in Dallas. Like I went to a Lamborghini event where they were gonna unveil the Temerario, which is the new electric
Oh,
Lamborghini, like
oh,
2 years ago, a year ago, last year. One of my finance bro friends, he that's they did it at his clothier, right? That he has a clothier building where they make suits and also they do car shows inside. Like there's an elevator that puts the car inside of the building. It's pretty awesome, right? So they were doing unveiling, and I went in a nice suit. I was still single, I think, at around that time. Um, and there were girls there, but it was families, dude. Fathers and mothers and teenagers running around, and there's like Ferraris. There's probably like one professional athlete there, and he was like, he looked really flashy, and he was trying to like ask how much the Lamborghini was as loud as he could. He was like, "How much does Lamborghini cost?" All the families, it was like old money, kind of like guys, probably like CEOs of like local companies owning ranches and stuff, oil money, and they were like they're corralling their kids, and I'm like, "What the heck, man? Dallas is really about that old money." And then my buddy, he points up to these boots that were up on a display up high, and he says, "How much do you think those boots cost?" And I'm like, "I don't know, like it's like a fancy place, maybe $400." He's like, "No, there's like $3,000 cowboy boots because they mold it to your foot.
Yeah.
Like those are super custom cowboy boots." And that's the difference between new money and old money. Just you bring your family to these events because fuck it. New money is still trying to impress guys and people. Like the athlete was like, "Hey, how much does this cost?" Like really loud, like make sure everyone knew.
Right.
And old money is just like bored, looking at their watches, like And here I am, me and my friends, we're just having free drinks at the bar, looking around and being like, "Wow, a Lamborghini." It's really interesting to see how like old money looks at money. Like they're just like,
Yeah.
like, and they're so nice. They're super nice. They
No, absolutely.
they look like stressed, tired fathers. And my girl's dad is, he's the CEO of Davis Ware and all that stuff. And he drives a Honda Civic, an old Honda Civic, right? And now my girl has it, but it's just you see the difference, right? And I'm not above it. Like if I came into a lot of money, I would definitely get what does the guys get first here in Dallas? The Porsche 911. That's the first thing. The first thing they do is get a Porsche 911.
It's such a great car too, like a GTRS.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, I love
But
it.
man, that's like the number one. Maybe now they're down. Maybe their handling is now better. But like that was like there was a stint from like the early 2000s to like maybe like 2015 where like that was the car you most likely will die in. So many famous people have died in a Porsche 911. It's fucking crazy. It's like
Yeah,
it's just like Paul Wall or anything like a Paul Walker. I mean, but it's so insane. Like I don't want to say his name, but like I even know somebody personally who died in one of those and stuff, And no, not just a regular 911, not like the GTRS one, but like
Mhm.
but there's been a lot of deaths in that car. I love that car. That car's so awesome. It is, but damn, maybe I've just noticed so much less. Maybe they finally fixed it finally or something like that. Because like a lot of people died in the original Dodge Vipers before
Oh
they
yeah,
had like
yeah.
automatic steering and
Too
stuff. It was like
powerful. Yeah,
yeah,
too powerful, man. That engine is too like I bought it in Gran Turismo 3 when I was a kid. And that was the hardest car to drive because it just had so much power. Like I felt like I was just swinging around the engine because it was so powerful. But yeah, it's interesting. But like I said, if I came into money, I'd get a Porsche. Like it is what it is. Like as long as I'd have someone advise me. Like Cappy said, just rent a car, rent a supercar for a week. You'll be sick of it by the end of the week, and it'll go away. But I don't know. We'll see.
I don't know. I've done that before. I didn't I didn't get tired of driving around in a Ferrari. I'm gonna tell you. Like people said like
Yeah.
I got like I got I basically have like a Dodge Demon Hellcat, right? And
Mhm.
people say you're gonna get I don't never get tired of the supercharger whine. I'm like
Mhm.
it never
Yeah.
gets old. It does not get old. But I don't know what people say. Like I have not one like I've owned the car for like 3 years now, maybe like 2.5 years now, and like
Mhm.
I haven't gone tired at all of it. Like literally,
You
you
get more
don't get tired of it.
attached. You
Yeah,
like it more every time. Yeah.
yeah, I like, but like I'm like I'm smart. Like the only thing is like I just don't like I have this big thing on my channel where like you know how Dave Ramsey there's Dave Ramsey says don't do this, don't spend on that, don't get debt. But look, if you're walking on ice, you might as well dance, right? Like, why are you lying to yourself saying if you're like, I'm gonna get myself a let's just say a Mustang Pony, which is like a V6.
Mhm.
Go into more debt, get the V8. Why are you lying to
Mhm.
yourself? Like, if you're already going to go to that fucking step, right? Go get the one you actually want. Like, stop lying to
Well,
yourself.
yeah.
And
Yeah,
if you
because then you'll
and
be in debt anyway, and they'll be like, "Ah, I should have got some like, I should have gone all in," you know?
Yeah, and this is like the bad part of this is where like the social media side, like this is more of a Grant Cardone thing. Is like, yeah, get into more debt. It'll inspire you to work harder, to hustle to make more money. In a way, he's not wrong, but it's not like, but it's just it's a bad, but like that you can do that when you're young and you don't have kids.
Mhm.
But when you have like that's where like because like you have certain your cost of life are just so much higher because you have children independence basically as well. But
Yeah.
like a lot of dudes
Lower
lie to
risk
themselves
profile.
and they get the shittier version of the car they want, and they're spending all the over time. They've spent more money than the other car's worth just to make the car look cooler, put all this dumb shit on it. You should just go get the Hellcat. Go get the GTR, GT50. I mean GT 500. Go get the fucking the Camaro you actually wanted. Like, why are you lying to yourself? Like, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, I I don't know. Like, you know, at least get the V8. Like, don't lie to yourself with the V6, bros. Come on, enough. Like, haram. Enough with this horse shit, bro. But it's just something I've
Yeah.
talked about for a while. You know, like I mean, obviously, I don't want people to get into debt and stuff. And but if you can't live, you're the type of dude that can't live without it. You can't live without it. Then go for it. Then, but really go for it. Don't like
Mm.
half-ass it at that point. It's like, well, I'm taking a little Anavar here and there. No, like at some point, like, bro, you're crushing your fucking test at some point. Like, just you're are you okay? What are you gonna do? Are you do you actually want to take steroids? Just be truthful with
Yes
yourself.
or
Yeah,
no? Yeah.
yeah,
Are
I
you
do.
in or are you out? Are
I'm gonna
you
do it.
in or are you out?
It's the
Yeah.
same thing. It's like there's a breaking point. Like I had this whole thing when like I say to my guys like so I was like before I did like crypto and finance and stuff and YouTube and everything like that I owned a landscape and irrigation business for 12 years, right? So
Mhm.
from 18 to 30, right? And it was about like I'd say about maybe 22, 23 years old around that point in time. Like I was like still half pretending that this isn't what I was doing with my life. I was like, no, I'm still going to college, or like I was like, I'd go to community college for a quarter or a semester or something like that, take these classes, and I was like, what am I doing? What am I doing, right? And I was doing that because like I was ashamed of like this is like I'm doing manual labor and I'm doing this. Like I did own the business, but like I'm doing this kind of it
Mhm.
to me like it was very shamed. Like people don't talk about this a lot. Like now blue collar work seems pretty cool. People are like, oh yeah, like that's what blue collar is making money now and everything. But in the 2000s, especially after the housing crash, it was the worst thing in the world. You failed at life.
Mhm.
Well, you should be going to college. You should be getting a degree and stuff. So I had all this like I not resentment, but like I had all this like shame of like I fucking failed. My parents worked this hard and shit for me, and like I just to be a fucking like loser in a ditch, right?
Yeah.
But I felt like I had a feeling in my stomach. I had some weird like because like I had gone through school and I was like this shit's fucking lame. Like it wasn't for me. Like not that I wasn't smart, or I didn't study, or it's just like I just felt like I was being taught nothing at all. Like absolutely, like I
Yeah.
learned nothing. I learned nothing. And then like when I finally like this is what I'm gonna do. I'm not ashamed of it anymore. Literally the same week I just started making money. It's so crazy. I remember it like struggling. I barely was making it. I don't think I was making more than like $700 a month or something like that. Sometimes like it was really bad. And then when I accepted that for myself, like boom, I just started making money. I was like, wow. And my life started changing.
Yeah, I'm kind of going through that right now where I've always been in super professional environments where, like, I used to operate nuclear reactors. So you got to be in your P's and Q's. I was talking to high level captains and officers and all that stuff. So when I enter this space, I try to bring a little bit of professionalism here, but it doesn't work as well because, like, people you gotta be a personality a little bit, right? You can't be, like, ice cold. You can't be like a robot, you can't even that professor that's going viral, whatever, that Asian professor guy, he has a little bit of aura, so you gotta have a little bit of aura or
Yeah.
people are gonna be bored of you and stuff. But it's really weird because to me, if I'm not, like, solving tangible problems, I feel like, "What am I doing?" If I'm not pressing a button and or doing something physical, then am I really making a difference? But then these guys come into my DMs or my comments and they're just like, dude, you're awesome. Thanks for the help. Like I put this into practice and boom, it all made sense to me. I'm sure Rolo gets it like 100x what I get, right? And then the other day, so last year I did an interview with a Brazilian neurologist, right?
Right.
And she started following my content. Female, like very smart girl, and she liked the red pill stuff, right? I always say girls that come to this space, they're just looking for husbands, man. Like if you're if you're a girl and you like red pill stuff and it kind of fascinates you, you're looking for a husband because the men in your life are dopey. You hear all these guys that are like improving and like we ain't simpy, like we tell it how it is, and we're doing okay with women. Like women like that, despite even the feminist harpies say they don't, but whatever. And I did an interview with her, and it's on my channel. It's one of my proudest moments. And the interview was her telling me like, "Hey, I just started smiling more, like you told me, and wearing like brighter clothing at the gym." And and this is what she told me: I just started showing up on dates, and I met a guy, and now she's married.
Wow.
Yeah, she told me. Hey, she sent me a message. I'm not gonna say her name because she likes to be private. She's a high-level doctor in Brazil, but she told me, "Hey, thank you. We're getting married." The guy was amazing. I had no idea that like I liked him, but when I got to know him, I was blown away by how amazing this guy was, right? So I say that to the guys, like, we can talk all this red pill stuff all you want, right? But really, what's really harming men is our marketing, man. Like women don't have it's their attention span. They'll cancel a date with you just because Justin Bieber's in town, man. Don't take it personally. Like they're just distracted. They're flighty. They flake on jobs. They flake on podcasts. They flake on their own therapist, their family. They flake on their own kids, man. So it's like, at some point you got to not take it personal, but realize that when women do take the time to get to know you, a lot of the times they're like, "Holy crap, I didn't know you were so awesome." I'm like, "Yeah." So yeah, you don't take the rejection personally because it's just you don't know how awesome I am. So it's not your fault that you're rejecting me, right? If you got to know me, you'd be hooked. And that's kind of like what we're trying to teach guys is just don't take the rejection personal. It's not you. Most of the time, it's 99% of the time it's not you, unless you're like a weird incel, crusty, clav wannabe or something. Whatever. Speaking of,
Yeah. I mean, the looks match is so interesting.
Yeah,
that has been my new it's been my new kind of not passion, but just kind of like I love looking because that's a space I was actually looking into for a long time, trying to apply it, failing, but trying to apply it here and there. Always did the gym thing, but like your boy liked to eat.
I have my thoughts on it. Yeah. Listen, bro. Like we all know who Ziz was. You guys know. Remember Ziz?
Of course, he's the first.
We're all we're all gonna make it, bro. I remember when I was on 4chan when he died, dude. I remember that day. I was on the Fit board, and man, everyone was so sad and everyone was so depressed because he was like, he was the millennial clap, basically. He was telling bitches off on OkCupid, saying, "Hey, you're just not hot enough to talk to me that way." And the girls would be like, "I'm sorry." They would be apologize to him. He'd go to raves, and the girls would be like obsessed. And this is before YouTube was like a big thing, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I kind of draw parallels for this kid to that. But the thing is that the thing that Ziz had that this kid doesn't is that Ziz had a love of life, right? You see what I'm saying? Like it looked like he was just a high octane kind of Evil Knievel, like fuck it, just send it kind of guy. Like the guy that you would be worried to go out with because he either show up with like three girls or he'd be fighting with another guy or he'd be on stage with the DJ you went to see. Like that's the kind of guy he was. He was just a lover of life, get out there. And for what it's worth, I think that's good because most guys are like isolated or boring or just afraid to even look a guy in the eyes, right? But the thing is with this Clav guy is that he's a reflection of the Zoomers, where they're kind of socially awkward because they're online so much. They lived through the COVID era where they had they couldn't socialize because everyone was locked in. So their formative years were spent locked in, and then this guy's like a reflection downstream of that. So it's like I wish that the Zoomers had someone like Ziz that was just carefree, fuck it, positive, being like, dude, don't worry about it, just carefree. But instead, we got kind of like a more like anxious, kind of guy, less fun loving, more like I want to like Ziz wouldn't be able to be in the same room as Andrew Tate, No dig on Andrew Tate, but like you see what I'm saying? Because Ziz was his own thing. He was just his own aura. So
Yeah, it's just, obviously like all right, I think Ziz, this is a bit of a hot take here.
All right.
Ziz grew up in this era. I think he could have possibly been a tiny bit more cringe because you have to understand like what okay, what year, do you remember what year he died? Ziz. It's like
2008.
Was it? Yeah, it was like the late 08, the 08s, or the late 2000s. Fuck, I shouldn't even say this shit. I'm fucking
2011. He died at 22 years old at 2011. Jesus.
Okay, 2011.
Yeah.
Around the time I was still going out at the time. I remember we had phones. Our camera sucked. You take video, it was terrible. It was terrible. So you had this kind of thing where like social media existed, but it just was barely being created. So it was this whole thing where like you could go out and do a lot of dumb stuff and it'd never be on video. And
oh yeah, I see what you're going at. Yeah. I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Ziz also had time to like go to the club. He was like, there was no IRL streaming, though he would make videos to do that. But remember, when you're doing that, you're like, okay, I'm going to do this now. It was very like you have to understand, like back in the day, if you're like, okay, I'm actually going to take a video. So regardless or not, you would like not just be on your P's and Q's, but you'd be like, all right,
it was a big deal. Yeah,
it was a very big deal. Versus now, like even I live stream all the time. This is normal to me and that, but like even me, like I would, it would take me even a minute just to be like, okay, I'm IRL streaming, so anything could happen, like, and you're very self-conscious while IRL streaming. So because you're like, damn, this shit's going. So like, Ziz was able to like and the crazy part is he documented his glow up, his ascension. He absolutely did. He used steroids. FYI, if you didn't know that. Pretty decent. Nothing too crazy by like today's standards, because there's people taking grams, but he mixed a lot of compounds together. He definitely did. He took that shit up there. I mean, over 500 tests for sure and stuff, which is like a moderate dose, not too crazy, but
that's probably what killed him, right? He died in a sauna.
No. Well, it's a mixture thing. No, what killed him was he already had a heart condition. And I hate how like they always have heart conditions. God damn it. But like he had a bit of a heart condition. And then on top of that, he's fucking doing drugs.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, because he went to raves. Yeah.
Steroids, drinking, and it was coke, drinking and drugs. And then on top of that, like sometimes he would take diuretics to like lean out. And when he died, he was in the sauna. So your heart's under stress. He probably was. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't want to throw, because it's like this guy's like a big inspiration to me and stuff like that, obviously as well. He was so cool, but like he probably was doing stuff the night before and he was trying to sweat it out.
Yeah,
and then that's what happened. They found him in the sauna, like face down. Like dang, and that's
in Thailand.
In Thailand.
Yeah, they're kind of things are adding up here. So yeah,
right. And it's and Thailand's awesome, because it's sort of like a more degenerate Las Vegas, of course, but like you can get steroid. I mean, you can get anything. They're drugs, anything you can get. And then also it's so beautiful too, because it's very cheap living. You can get in incredible shape. You can train Muay Thai. You can do like boxing trade. They have everything. Like they have literally everything physical that you want to do for yourself. Like you can like if you're disciplined, like you can have fun once a week, or if that, like getting cooch is no problem basically for just about any dude there coming from the Western world. It's just like
food is okay. Food is pretty decent.
Yeah, I've never had Thai food that much and shit, but like I had a little Vietnamese food, but like but it's just like the direction you want to go, and that's the whole thing. It's just like it's like the money, the drugs just amplify more of who you are, but then on top of that, there's no restraints. And also like you may like shit you would never have tried, you might try because like you're out there and you're like, fuck it. When in Bangkok, I guess, right? And that's what's going on. And that's the kind of the problem I think that's happening with Clav a little bit, is that he hasn't had like a year to go party and raves. Then after a year of reflection of him doing all that shit while still being young, then going on stream. So like he ascended, he should have really, what he should have done is take 6 months off, go party, go see people, catch Clav somewhere, him get used to his ascension and all this stuff he did, but like he never got a chance. He just kept doing it, and then like and the reason people are shitting on Clav a little bit too is because like the nose job he got in recently, right?
Oh, yeah.
And he basically got a female gaze nose versus a male gaze. He had more of a male gaze. He had a more masculine nose, and he gave him some more feminine nose, and it made him look very soft. And then also like you also like depending on when you blow up, people get used to how you look at that point, unless you just look even better, then it's awesome. Then that's a new set point. But like we got used to your face like this, and now your shit looks weird to us. What the fuck? And then like yeah, because like he's trying to push his thing right now because his views started going down quite a lot actually.
Yeah, I have a mutual on a Substack who he went to his Lasers event and he canceled it last minute, and he's pissed. He's writing about it on Substack. He's a big writer, so yeah, it was a Looks Maxing event. How to Looks Max? Listen, I don't have much to say on the guy. Like he seems kind of genuine, right? Now you really can't tell that through the screen all the time because I've been burned by people too, so I can't. I can't read hearts, right? He seems kind of genuine and all that stuff, but what I don't think his fans are as genuine. It's one of those things where it's like, hey, Looks Maxing has always been a thing in its own way, right? Like Ziz pumping himself full of chemicals and getting really shredded. It's an exaggeration, but also it's an ideal, right? And I think it's cool that sometimes dudes go like that's what Arnold Schwarzenegger did, right? Everyone was telling Arnold, what was a quote by him? It's like, oh, we never want to look like you. And he says, don't worry, you never will. Like that quote. And all bodybuilders swear by that quote. I'm like, it's true because men chase ideals, men chase perfection, and that's how champions are made and influencers and all that stuff. So I kind of get that's like the masculine side. Like it's just you want to be, you're chasing something and it gives you purpose, sure. But at the same time, I know this business a little bit. I am dating a very famous influencer, and it's a very scammy. Everyone's trying to get your hands in your pockets, trying to take money, trying to leverage past things that they've done for you. It's a scammy business, right? And I think just like everyone thinks it's like OnlyFans girls, right? Everyone thinks that OnlyFans girls, their downfall is going to be that they can't bond with a guy, and then Riley Reid comes out here, pregnant with a kid and happy. You know what screws over OnlyFans girls? It's their family asking them for money and them not being able to keep up with expenses. Same thing with athletes. Athletes, they sign a $20 million deal, and then 1/3 of that is it goes away in taxes. They got to buy their parents a house, their brother a house, and they got to maintain that house, pay taxes on that house. And now they're left with $3 million. And $3 million is like a lot of you probably have that much money liquid somewhere, right? Or whatever. So at the end of the day, it really is, at the end of the day, it's not what people think. It's like the purpose of your show. Like they don't know about money. It's the money thing that always they got to pay taxes. I got accountant friends that do taxes for famous porn stars. And they tell me it's bad. It's really bad. Like these people do party, they do bottle service, which is you're throwing away money at that point. Yep. They fly their friends out to party with them, right? And a lot of them have boyfriends, and they pay for their boyfriends' dreams and mixtapes, rap albums. Like that like joke where it's like, oh, a woman should have 2 jobs to support her man's rap career. That's not too far off from what a lot of these women are doing, right? So, yeah, just if you want to win in life, be good with your money, man. That's like step one.
Yeah.
And when I say
hard,
good,
it's so hard too, because and obviously we teach these things and stuff. So that's if you're already a person that's already receptive to it, like you won't fall too behind on it. But like I will tell you this though, like as once a person really starts making some money and stuff like that, like they like at some point I've had consultations with people where they're like, I kind of want to experience something, dude. I just been kind of like I've been locked in, like, don't I deserve to do something? Go have some fun and shit. Like, and it's basically like I'm burning away right here. I'm in I finally got the money. I'm kind of like 26 now. I'm like 28 and I still have the money. But like, at what point do I get the fucking pussy or something? What point do I go have fun and shit? When can I go wild out? Finally have some, you know, and you know, it's
They got a
you know,
taste of a hot chick that said that they get a taste of a Mexican chick that calls them Poppy, and they fold and they go crazy.
like a
And
lawn chair,
that's the fear. Yeah, it's just
you know, and
I,
there's
I
no rationality.
yeah,
Like
it's tough.
if they're it's that's why I to bring back to the beginning of the stream, like if they're dying of thirst, they will somewhat listen, but they won't really.
Yeah, who am I to tell a guy that, has worked hard for his money and been smart to not go out and go buck wild? But this is what I say.
Yeah.
Remember, sometimes giving up one bottle of water will get you 3.
Mm.
And 3 bottles of water is cheaper than 1. That's like if you have the ability to just be able to navigate this shit.
Yeah.
Because I got a friend in San Francisco, and he does well with he owns a marketing agency. He does really well for himself. He started making he was like you. He started making money young and cool, like 6'1" Indian guy, right? He's cleaning up out there. He has a girlfriend and all that stuff now. I'm not gonna say his name on stream, but he went to Coachella too. He's having fun. Like he's doing his thing, right? But he found the red pill, and he understands what like how transactional women are. He understands that a lot of times women want him for his money. And he understands too that when he has a girlfriend, he has to put her almost through like a little bit of a gauntlet to make sure that she is, down, that she's not like there for the anything. So he does these things where like he has a Porsche, but he never takes it out. He Ubers everywhere, right? He forgets he has a Porsche. Like, oh yeah, I forgot I have a Porsche. I should probably drive it, put some, you know, put some gas in it and drive it around a little bit. And I'm not saying guys should do that. You should enjoy your money and have fun. But as a guy with, do you watch My Hero Academia?
Yeah, of course.
Miguel?
Yeah, I'm on that
Yeah,
big anime guy. Yeah.
Yeah, so All Might. I'm finishing up season 3. So All Might is like the symbol of peace,
Right.
and everyone knows who he is, and he talks about justice all the time. He goes on the news, and all the other superheroes. I'm like, man, All Might's always trying to be the symbol of peace and trying to show everyone who he is, and they all kind of like, and they tell him, right, they're like, hey, dude, you got to stop with being on the news and being so performative and all that stuff, right? And he's like, no, I got to be the symbol of peace, and I got to help everyone, blah blah. And that is the biggest downfall for why he gets fucked up so much and has to protect the kids, is because he has to be out there with his hero antics, just spreading his word out there to the world. Same reason Charlie Kirk got shot, may he rest in peace.
Yeah.
Same reason Goku had to like not come back and raise his kid, because he thought to himself, hey, if I keep coming back and being revived, people are going to keep coming and try to kill me and my planet and my family. So I'm just going to stay dead, right? It's the same thing, like moving quietly and just doing the best to hide your money, but still enjoying it. I think that is what guys should aim for. Enjoy your money, but do the best you can to not let it fall into someone that doesn't give a fuck about you, at least not too much, right? So it's hard. I don't have all the tools. How do I teach a man that, how do you do it? So
yeah, it's really tough, and then also like a lot, because I've dealt with a lot of people with finances and stuff and done a lot of consultations over the years. You want to know the difference between because I've done consultations for like professional football players and a couple of retired like baseball players as well, and the difference between that and some business owner really that makes really really great income. A lot of the time they're making the same fucking mistakes. The business owner who made a lot of money and the fucking there is, okay, I mean this it sounds fucked, but there's this whole thing of I don't want to say old money because they've been rich for a long time, but people who've been wealthy for 20, 30 years and stuff, look at these dudes spending their money like dumbasses. They were spending their money like dumbasses when they got their money too. It's just
everyone was.
Their money didn't stop coming in. That's the only difference. Is at some point you mature. The
That's a
average.
difference. Yeah.
That's the difference. You think Shaq would have probably burned through his money if he never fucking invested and did commercial. If they didn't have commercial money and they didn't have like business money, they would have burned through their money already. Like Shaq would have been broke already. Charles Barkley would have been broke.
Yeah. Like
Jordan
Wesley
would be
Snipes
broke.
or something. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't. It's like
Jeez.
you have to keep the money coming in, because like in order for you to make this risk play to really be able to like you have to stretch yourself into an investment and stuff like you have to some point you have to keep the money coming in. And the problem is with professional athletes, it's short, and we give professional athletes such bullshit. But like you literally are the only person in your family that ever had money. It's fucking just sucks, but like it's the truth. Like fuck,
They
man. So
hate you. Your family will hate you for not putting them on their bankroll and stuff.
yeah,
So.
well, you don't have to put them in the bed, but like you have to get your mom, like your mom and dad are living in some shithole. You got to get them out, and you got to take care of them. You also got to make sure to give some money, like to your brothers, just to make sure to get them. But then at some point, stop. Like I did this to myself in my real life as well. And it's like I'm like trying to use it. All right, do the things you need to do to ascend, so you guys have your own stuff going. Okay, cool. Now you're self-sufficient. Let's go. And then, like, if money's still rolling in, then you can do something nice at Christmas or like, oh, let's take a trip or something. But like, it's not like a fucking monthly thing. All right. That's the finesse thing where like you have to make sure it doesn't land into like this monthly thing. But yeah, you will still be doing you think Shaq isn't doing some fucking shit for his family every fucking quarter or every 6 months? Of course
Yeah,
he
it's
is.
like a big ass cookout with like the best filet mignon possible. He probably has like 100 people like twice a year at his place, with everyone. So
And because I know the stats here and shit. Like, do you know how many people are going to retire from the 401k? Fucking nobody. It's always amazing. So one point in time when I was 18, 19, 20, I was looking to be like an actual financial advisor. I wanted to work at like Fidelity. That's what I wanted to do. And I was looking into all this stuff, right? And the percentage of people with a 401k that have enough to retire is so fucking small. Even back then in 2009, right? Especially after the crash. I mean, everyone was fucked. The actual people who could actually retire were people who had, it was multiple things. Social Security was coming in. They had a 401k and they had rental real estate at the time. Or they had a business that was still cash flowing. It was a mixed basket of assets that gave them the ability to actually retire. It wasn't just like I worked this job and I kept doing my employee match, and then now obviously do that because it's free money, tax free after a certain point, and then like it'll grow in the market, sure, but like that's not going to be enough to cover everything. Of course, like you have to really put more significant amount of money in there for it to actually grow into anything substantial. Because to actually live off the portfolio, I mean, you really like somebody has to grow that portfolio legitimately to like $3 million. And $3 million, then if the market is on average moving 8% on that, you can withdraw about $250,000 a year. It's a very large amount of money you're pulling out, though. Like you're pulling out because usually the rule is about 2 to 3% of that, right? So let's say 3%. Okay, 3%, 30,000, 30 times 3, 90 grand. You're pulling about 90. You need $3 million to pull $90,000 infinitely every year. You won't go broke, but you need $3 million. And then by the time you get $3 million in the 401k, it's not worth $3 million anymore. It's worth like $500,000,
right,
in today's dollars because of inflation. Because inflation, even the Federal Reserve themselves, have even said the inflation numbers are not working. They're not right. Technically, they're building a new task force in order to figure them out because the real-time data is wrong. The data they're pulling is off. That's not real. And then also, here's another mind fuck about money too, is that we all have an individual inflation number. Your lifestyle gives you a different inflation number than mine. If I'm like more beans and rice, like I'm just living a very simplistic life, my cost of living doesn't increase that very much. Where like if you're living a more of a lifestyle, smaller business, like you're supporting a lot of small business, you're doing this, you're getting your haircut every week. They'll like slightly increase. It's like death by 1,000 cuts. They'll increase prices on you. Your barber, they'll charging you 40s, not going like, hey, I got to charge you 60. Thanks, dog. Like little things like that, and then depending on what you eat and what you're doing, that goes up as well. And then you're affected way and beyond inflation. Though the average,
because you're subscribing to more things, like, and everything's a subscription too. So you kind of forget. Like my barber is a subscription. Like I have a private dog park that I use. It's only $20 a month, but that's a subscription that you could forget about if It's interesting because it's tough to go back, man. Like going from a really good barber to a regular barber, nearly
Yeah.
impossible to do. Once you find a good barber, you're like, fuck, man, I'm staying with this guy. Like, I don't
Yeah.
care. Like, he got it right. If I have to pay an extra $20, he got it right. Fuck it.
Yeah.
And once you
A
have a
haircut,
nice
a
fit,
haircut will save a man, bro. A haircut will save a person.
yeah. And then another thing is like once you start, what's one thing that I didn't know I was gonna start spending more on? Um, Medical stuff. Right, like,
Yeah.
I wanna cut the line, dude. I don't wanna wait 2 months for a doctor to be available. Like, if I wanna go get my, um, something checked out, I wanna get to the front of the line. So you pay more because you don't got time to wait 2 months for your personal doctor. So I'm not saying I do it all the time, but it's like, you see that, these are the things that really get people is just
Yeah.
these little expenses they pile up. The food, like, you go to Costco and you don't want ribeye, or you don't what was the more expensive cut? New York strip? You
It would
want New
depend.
York strip now.
Depends. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like $20 more for the same amount of weight and all that stuff. And you're like, "Cool, I'm getting this," and over time, you've increased your living expenses a month plus 500, and you don't even know where the money's going, so yeah.
No, absolutely. And then like, I mean, that's just kind of like you choose your lifestyle. And also like when you like, there's lifestyle inflation that happens to everybody, the rich too. Like this is why there's this whole thing, like, even though like you were talking about old money, it's just like they've broken past gravity to there's a certain point. I've talked about this where like you hit like when you're earning enough money or you made enough money off of like for a couple of years that you float where like you don't it happens. I've talked to it happened a lot in 21, happened to people in 23 and 24 where like they hit this level, and I was talking to them, and basically it's like as long as you're not buying a retardedly expensive car or a house or anything like, or anything really dumb, your rent doesn't matter anymore. Your grocery bill doesn't matter anymore. You're filling up your tank anytime you want. You don't even think about it. Like he's like, yeah, like, you don't think about it at all, like anymore. Like nothing. Like go to any restaurant. I'm like, whatever. Okay, cool. That's it. I mean, it doesn't matter anymore. Like that's the level. There's a level of float that like old money has just been like their whole life. Except the old money can afford the extra cooler stuff if they really want it. But like,
Yeah.
I'll tell you this, the best feeling of money ever is that float point where like you get the weight lifted off your back. The bills aren't like tripping. You ain't tripping on bills anymore. But actually, I'm talking about you're actually not tripping about them anymore. You basically have all these. I can do this. I can do that. I can do this. I can buy this. Like you start figuring out what your actual interests are because you'll just start spending money on like now. Obviously, you have to get it. I mean, don't go crazy on it, but it is interesting to see when you had money, what did you spend money on, and like that's really where your mind was at and stuff, and like.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
I remember during 2021, I had a meat delivery service. Pause. But I get these boxes of meat, and the meat was like steak, and they gave me a free turkey once, and man, it was pretty good. $150 a month for like premium beef, and I was like, and you're in Texas, and I think most of our beef comes from Oklahoma.
Right.
But it was good, man. That was some good steak. It doesn't matter how you cooked it. It was like premium, like whatever. And you realize like I was able to do that because of whatever financial decisions you made. But yeah, I could totally see how like there is a point in your life where you're just floating. Like you said, you're just floating. A lot of the times you'll look back and you no longer also another thing, you discover stuff, you start looking for quality and you start thinking, if I'm gonna get something, I'm gonna get the quality version. Like you were talking about earlier, like the car, just get the nice version of the car. Like I don't want to drink TX whiskey. I want to drink this whiskey. If I'm gonna buy whiskey, I want the $60 bottle, the $80 bottle, not the $15 bottle. Or if I'm gonna go to cigars with my friends, I want to get, the nice cigars. Why not? I'm here. I'm never out with my friends. Might as well, call in and stuff like that. So yeah, I could definitely see it.
And the reason you can do that too as well is because like I don't know, this is more of a because like obviously a bodybuilding mentality or just a working out mentality that you had is like you're like I'm eating a lot of the same stuff every day, right?
Mhm.
So when I do go out, it's a treat, or it's like it's something different, and then like why not, right? But then like you're right, it's the access, and it's like what's the tag alongs is there because you start going to restaurants, but then you start bringing a bunch of people with you, and that's where it starts adding up and stuff. It's like it's just you and your girl or you and your kids and stuff. It doesn't get out of control. But this is obviously we're talking about people you made some money. You made some money, you got a lick and stuff. And you're right, also having some humility while having that money as well and not flaunting it so much as well. But like there is a certain amount where like, yeah, like you go out and shit, like, yeah, I got the bill, don't worry about it. It's fine, for this time, or like, or yeah, with your buddies, like you get around, I'll get around, but that's more than normal stuff and everything like that.
And looking back too, this is gonna sound crazy to a lot of people. When I was in like dating, and because I started really hitting the streets during COVID era, and dating apps were on fire, dude. Like women were lonely, they were scared, and they wanted men. So dating apps really worked for me and all that stuff. So I would get out there, and one of my biggest, like looking back, I'm like, I really didn't spend that much money on women, but part of me wishes I did. And let me explain. It's just some of the women I met were really fun, and I wish I would have had someone to explore the city with me. And since these women are already on my program, they didn't want a relationship. They let me do whatever I want. They were good in bed, and they were decent people. Looking back, I'm like, why was I so proud that I was spending $70 a date? Like, like some kind of like pimp or something. Like, what if I spent 100? It still would have been worth it. She was awesome. She was great. I had a really good filtering system for good gals. So I look back at that, and then for a while, I took a girl to Cancun, Mexico, right?
How could you? Why are you tricking? Why are you tricking?
Yeah, but here's the thing. I had been hooking up with her since she was 24. She was 27. She'd come to me after a relationship failed. We'd hook up. She'd watch my dog all the time. She'd cook for me. She basically act like my girlfriend or something.
Right.
But she would say, "Hey, I don't want a relationship. I just want to hang out with you." And then I would do little favors, like if I would jumpstart a car if her battery died, or one time I mounted a TV for her. So we were like playing house essentially.
Yeah.
So I took her. She said, "Hey, let's go to Mexico. You seem sure. Let's go to Mexico for the weekend." I'm like, "Sure." But at that point, I had been hooking up with her on and off all her 20s. She was giving me her best years, and I had spent almost no money on this chick. And I'm like, you know what? It's nothing. I'm making good money. She's been doing favors for me. She's been acting like my girlfriend. And here's the thing. When you take a girl that you don't love on a vacation, they don't fight with you. Girls that you love fight with you. So in the moment, I kind of regretted it. I was like, man, what am I doing? What a simp. But then looking back, and I'm like, that was nothing, man. That didn't do anything. And she was on my program, and she was a good gal. I don't right. She earned the ability to like spend time with me on vacation, and she paid her flight. So it's like, whatever. It's not a big deal. But I see your mentality on money, and it's really infectious, and I think it's a good mentality to have.
Yeah, because you have to upgrade certain things. Like, I mean, I've had guys where like they're up a few $1,000,000, and like I had there's just this one just always stuck in my head because it was like an intervention. This guy was up millions of dollars, and he was living in a cardboard box. I'm talking about like the background that you have right there. Cut it into a quarter of that. That's the whole apartment. He had his bed on the floor. It was a mess. It was dark. All he was eating was instant ramen noodles. There was like ramen noodles. It was so bad. Asian dude. I mean, yeah, Asian dude. And I was like, dog. I forced him to
some shrimp in ramen. Put some shrimp in your ramen, dude.
I had to have this whole. I mean, I ended up having to talk to him again, and like I was like, I had him sell like some crypto, and then that was actually a really good idea actually at the time to sell some there because we were like 1 or 2 months away from the top, and I got him to sell there. Hey, bro, like. Got to take some profits, man. Put your money in the bank. And it was like one of the couple of times where I really was like, you have to spend more. You have to spend. Look at yourself, bro. You're fucking yourself up. Look at it. You're overweight. I bet you're fucking almost overdosing on sodium. I bet your blood pressure, because I had health problem in 21 as well. And I was like, what are we doing here, man? And like I was like, hey, you're gonna wear this. Like I literally just gave him the whole game. Like clean yourself up. You're gonna have to figure out your own style at some point, because the way I'm dressing you might not be your style, but like
you got to start somewhere. You got to do something.
Yeah. It was bad. Yeah. It was really bad. Like you're wearing, like I had him take out his t-shirts. Most of his t-shirts had holes. was like, dog, what are, brother, you're a fucking multi-fucking millionaire now. Dude, like, I'm not telling you to I'm not telling you to spend like, but brother, let's spend like $1,000 on some clothes. Trust me, you got it. Like, you're yield farming enough money now that it's a rounding error. The $1,000, like, come on, like, just like, can we at least get the t-shirt? Like, you know, it was that bad. Like, oh, it was like, you know, like for a couple days, it kind of absorbed my life until I get this guy.
Yeah. And the thing is, man, like sometimes you just putting on a nice pair of new white sneakers or a nice fitted suit or getting a nice haircut, it's worth like it's one of those feelings that it's worth the money, man. It really is. It's never not worth the money. Like a pair of white Nikes, $80 a pair of white Nikes, clean white sneakers, dude, and you put them on and you walk down the street. It's not the same as putting on some like slides and walking down the street, you know. So again, money. I come from a poor family. My parents were very poor. I didn't grow up poor, but my parents were very poor. So I had a lot of struggles with how I see money. Either like, hey, you got to like. I think my biggest problem when I was younger is that I got to let people know that I am cool. So I got to do things that people with money do, which is like the flashy 2X large white T-shirts with like designs on them when I was in college.
You got hit with that? You got hit with that? Okay,
yeah,
I see,
yeah. Back in the day,
I had the tall tees for a second.
Yeah, and then the fitted caps that were like what were they? How much were they back in the day? Like $40 for like a really good one, or $60? Yeah, like the New York Yankees
the new era ones or whatever. Yeah.
And I got my ears pierced, and I had the giant earrings, and you know, like I look like I'm surprised girls were even into me. You know, I was so bad with women back in the day, but
bro, we all look like clowns, bro. We all look like clowns. Like it was already. Like I remember having a rhinestoned out. Like I had a rhinestone Looney Tunes shirt and shit, and like all kinds of like stupid fucking. You remember the rhinestone shirts and shit? Like all diamond out fucking Looney Tunes and fucking Bugs Bunny and shit.
Yeah,
like,
the Dragon Ball Z shirts too. When I was in middle school, everyone was wearing, and they're coming back, dude, for gym gear. Like some anime gear is coming back for like the gym, and I'm impressed. They're going hard in the paint with like.
The invincible shit's going crazy, bro, right now.
Yeah, like go on Dark Sport, they got like a whole Naruto section now and shit. Like it's fucking good.
You want to see real quick? Watch this.
Look who I'm fucking again. I had on ice with them. I watched the ice with them. Now that she sink us. Hey, she had an attitude in the summer, but she being nice again.
Dude, I gotta finish season 2. Yeah, I'm on season 2 right now. Or season 3? Season 3. I'm on season 3 right now.
Whatever the newest season, that joke is gonna make a lot of sense to you, bro.
All right, yeah.
Oh, bro, that is the hottest meme right now in Invincible. But the Invincible hype's already going down because it's all House of the Dragon right now. Everyone switched over to House of the Dragon now.
Okay. I'm watching. I'm almost an anime purist, but I'm whenever Netflix series gets popular, I hop on over and I start watching it. So
Delicious in the Dungeon is actually pretty good.
Yeah. So I gotta have the homies approve it. Like one guy that, you know, say, dude, this is good, and then I'll watch it, because like a lot of the things I watch, it's just when you're red pilled, man, it's hard to watch some things. Like my girl was watching this story about a girl that scams people into thinking she was rich in order to get like free hotels and free stuff. I forgot the name of it. And there's a section where the journalist is trying to make the story on this scammer girl.
Yeah.
And she's trying to type up like, and then she's getting contractions. And the husband walks in and says, "Hey, babe, you got to stop. You know, you're about to have the baby. Can you stop working?" And she tells the man to like, "No, I got to get the story." I'm like, as a red pill guy, if my woman is, when I tell my woman like, stop working because you're about to have my baby, I mean it. That's an order. You know, like that's not something. So it's like I have to go through this 10-minute scenario. My head is hurting. And this guy's begging his woman to stop working for a sec so she can have a baby. And I'm like, that's girl boss. To like the final stage of girl boss is working through contractions.
You know? And it's so ridiculous. You know, the first place I ever saw it was Rugrats. Angelica's mom.
Oh, word?
Angelica's mom.
Oh, yeah.
She was working.
Damn, dude. Now I'm recompiling that whole show in my head.
Yeah.
Nothing was safe.
I think they get divorced later on. I think she's divorced I think they all grown up when they grow up late, when they're like teenagers, like they're divorced at that point.
Of course.
And,
The husband was a pushover. It was a dork.
Yeah. and then he would like take out on his brother and stuff and shit. It was fucking. It was kind of a fucked up. And then I didn't know this psyop here. Like the first ever episode, like the first ever like holiday special was Christmas, and they were all Jewish. So he was a Tommy's like half Jewish kid.
Yeah, I'm like, damn, it goes deep, man. We were programmed
Bro,
to
it's so deep. Like
I
this
didn't
brought to my attention.
God.
Like you know 7-Eleven, right?
Yeah.
So you know how like Costco has like their Kirkland brand, right?
Mm-hmm.
So 7-Eleven has their own brand, and it's called Goy. It's Go Yum. Go Yum. And then I was like,
oh my god.
For years I was like, Go no.
Everything's connected, your neurons connected, all that stuff.
Bro, and I remember like looking at some of those sandwiches and some of the shit they had there with this laundry list of fucking like of shit that's in the sandwich. And I was like, oh no. So it's like, yeah, Goy slop, Goyum.
Yeah. I'm a Kirkland guy. I go to Costco because I don't like to go to the grocery store. That's why they just buy in bulk and store it and stuff. But yeah, man, we were programmed. I tell the guys, that's one of the things I say. Like, I don't know, a lot of red pill guys don't touch on this, and I think I harp on it the most. You got to forgive yourself, man. I know we touched on it earlier. Like, you didn't know what you didn't know. Like, looking back, I don't know if taking a girl out on a vacation was the right thing to do. I had a good time during the whole thing, but maybe a guy that doesn't know that, he did it thinking, hey, if I do this, I can get pussy. And maybe, dude, and before taking a girl on a vacation, make sure you like bang her for a couple months, right? Like do that first, make sure she earns it. But if you don't know that you're supposed to like wait, you get screwed over and scammed. And a lot of guys, they think that rage face stuff is like at women. I'm like, no, dude, you're mad at yourself for being dumb, and that's okay. Forgive yourself. You didn't know what you didn't know. And you can't move on until you say, hey, now that I got the right information, now I can move on and act smart. But guys keep beating themselves up, and then they start lashing out, and the worst happens. I don't want to even talk about it, but I've seen it. I was in the military, and I've had to take shit for guys that made attempts because, and one of my best friends on the ship, I would have dinner with him every day, and he would talk about divorce, right? Oh, my wife wants to divorce me. And the crazy thing, a lot of guys, we talk about the S word a lot, and we talk about male depression and all that stuff. But when you're in the Navy, you live with the guys that are like that are in the process of getting divorced. You see their eyes every day. You work with them. You're doing paperwork next to them. You're working out next to them. It's like you're in a documentary, a Jane Goodall documentary about depressed men, getting like mid-divorce out in the middle of the ocean somewhere, and you're seeing it real close. So it's very visceral.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I saw a lot was that these guys really wanted it to work out with their wives. And a lot of these guys were so confident that their wives were good women. Like they would just brag. I was friends with the guy on my ship where his wife was Miss Teen North Carolina and a runner-up for Miss Virginia. Like beautiful model. And he was a handsome guy too, right? And then one day, and me and him were like butting heads, right? Because we're both like, always arguing about stuff. But at the end of the day, he was a friend of mine. And dude, one day I'm sitting in the office, we're in the middle of the Arctic Ocean, punching holes in the water. And he looks at me and says, so-and-so is cheating on me. Because I knew his wife. I had met his wife. And I'm like, oh, dude, I'm sorry. You guys were the couple. And then we got back on our first deployment, and like half the division got divorced. Everyone had their own version of a cheating story. And then I finally sat down with myself, and I said, I have to learn this red pill stuff, right? Yeah. Because before I went on deployment, I had messaged some girls I was seeing, like, hey, I'm going on deployment. Here's my address if you want to send me like a card or something, right? Because there was a girl I really liked, and I'm like, when I come back, maybe we'll start dating, whatever. Put that shit on ice. Maybe she forgot about me, whatever. Mid-deployment, I'm getting boxes from like my mom and like one or two girls, and they're really nice boxes full of candy, pictures of them, like little treats and stuff, right? Really heartwarming stuff. And there's guys that were in the military for like 17 years, sacrificing it all for their family, tired, and their wives didn't send them anything, dude. And I was like, I got to learn this stuff because I want to, maybe I want a girl and get married, but I don't want to be that guy that is sacrificing for his family, and his wife can't be fucked to like write him a card or put some stuff overseas, for serving the country and, doing all that. And this is what I say, like, don't take the stuff too literally. Like if we say something that doesn't make sense to you or is weird, that doesn't mean you have to be like, oh, thank you, Master Dollar Cost Crypto, or thank you, Master Nuke. Like it's not like that, bro. We're all men. We all got our own things going on. I'm not in charge of. I don't have all the answers, and I don't want them either. However, take it seriously, man, because if you don't, you don't want to be the type of guy that works hard his whole life just to sit down and wait for someone else to give you an order to do something or to right like so it was Martin Luther King and I get a call, hey, my homie had tried to hurt himself and his life, but he was okay. It wasn't successful. He was okay, no permanent damage. Maybe he was caught in the act, or maybe he like had second thoughts and then reported himself to the hospital, whatever. And I had to take a shift. And for 2 days, I didn't know what happened to him. And then I found out he was okay. I was working in the nuclear plant, whatever. And after that, I had sat with that guy every single day for lunch. He was half Dominican. I was full Dominican, so we connected on that. And I had to talk to him about his divorce. And here's the sad part. Everyone says red pill guys are some of these assholes, like divorce your woman, get hoes. I was the one telling him, dude, you're working too much. Take your wife out, go to a cabin upstate and spend some time with her. Maybe she's just stressed because you're not home a lot because we're working so much, whatever. Like I was giving him like that kind of advice, right? Because I wanted to see him happy. And again, I'm not one of those red pill guys that has to tell everyone, be red pill, preaching from the heavens with Rollo's book or something. So he tried to hurt himself, right? And then everyone on the ship started saying that the reason he was the way he was because he was a bad person. And it goes deep because he had caught my boss and another girl making out on the ship, and that's illegal. And he told the leadership, hey, these people are having a undue relationship, which is good because then there's favorites and that's what you want to do. So because of that, he was getting a shit from that. A lot of the women on the ship and simps on the ship were like shitting on him for being honest and coming forward with this. And then his brother had just died. And I was there trying to like talk him through that stuff. Like, hey, dude, I'm here, blah, blah. Still wasn't enough. He still tried to do it. And this is the thing. Take it seriously, guys. Take it seriously because I lived among men that had nothing to lose. I would hear, hey, medical emergency, whatever. And then I found out later that guy was trying to overdose in his own bed because some girl on another ship he was married to or in love with cheated on him and all that stuff, right? So take it seriously, guys. Have fun, but remember that you're not above these situations. These guys were competent, smart guys, higher IQ than me. One of them was more muscular than me. It could happen to anyone. So just learn this stuff and have fun, but keep a wary out because if not, life is beautiful, man. Life is too beautiful to just be doing these things. I didn't mean to bring down the mood too much, but
no, but it's important.
I'm a passionate man. Yeah, I'm a passionate man.
No, but it's important. I mean, obviously, it's really important stuff. I mean, there's one thing I try to tell guys not to have long distance stuff, but obviously, if you're married already and you're in the forces, that's the life you chose, and then that's kind of like what it is, and it's very, very difficult. A lot of people have made it work, but like a ton of people haven't, and it's leaning more towards a lot of people haven't. So yeah, it's just that sort of thing. That's usually why like basketball players like the divorce rate goes crazy after they leave the league. They still could have money, but the relationship was more of like I would come like it'd be like if I was a basketball player and like during the time where I actually have games, I'm only in town for like maybe once 1 week or maybe a few days in a month or something like that, and I'm Mr. Fun. Let's go out here. Let's do this. Oh my God, baby, I missed you. And you're doing all that stuff, right? And then, when they're now around the house 24/7.
Yeah, guys that are retired, they have a lot of issues because they're like out there and then they're at 10 a.m. chilling, watching TV, and their wife's like, "What are you doing?
Yeah,
you're supposed to be, and that sucks." But yeah, I haven't experienced that yet. Because I'm not retired. I don't plan to retire. I want to work till, I want to have meaning and purpose until probably like the last 5 years of my life or something.
I've experienced a version of it.
Yeah, and I'm just like, I couldn't imagine your wife telling you, "What are you doing?" when you're sitting in the house that you bought after like years of sacrifice. Um, and that's tough, man. It's a woman you love, and she's telling you, "Why aren't you up doing something? Why aren't you making money?" I'm like, the money's being made as we speak. I don't know what you're talking about. So it's tough.
Women.
Female orgasm doesn't matter.
I like how she's walking past
No,
Yeah.
no, absolutely. No, I mean, I've gone through a version of myself because, like, beforehand, like my work and my free time was extremely like separated. So, as an example, like, I'd wake up 6, 7, 8 in the morning, depending on the job. Go, I'd be gone until 5 or 7, 5, maybe to 7 in the afternoon. Come home, back home. Once I take a shower and unload the tools, I'm just like, I'm free. There's no like extra work stuff. Like, basically, I left all my work at home. Where, like, when I
Mhm.
transitioned over to like kind of like YouTube and sort of like a lot of crypto work that I'm doing, it became 24/7 basically. And also, I'm now at home a lot more too. So I have, like, I could like sleep into 11 o'clock in the morning, wake up, hit the gym or some shit like that, and then like I have to then do a stream, or I'm doing webinars, or like I'm doing consultations, or like my schedule is very like very fluxed basically. It's very in like transit basically, and it's really difficult for some people to get used to that. But I mean, it is what it is. I also can, like, if you tell me something like is really important to you, I can be like, yeah, I can take it. Thanks for telling me ahead of time. Yeah, I can take it off. No problem. Because I control my whole schedule. But if like we have nothing going on, I'm gonna fill it up with work. And then it's the same thing. Like, you're sitting in the house that I fucking bought. Like, like, I am working. I'm always working. I'm always doing like it's like
Mhm.
people like tripping out because, like, you have to understand. I went from like I would almost never be on my phone to like I'm on this shit probably like 17 hours at a day, basically,
Mhm.
right? Because this is where you make your money. This is where you make your connections. There's memes, laugh, jokes, and it's everything basically.
Mhm.
But that's just
Yeah.
like that's modern life. I mean, it's that's a very interesting one actually, because I don't usually talk to too many people who make that radical of a change, like in terms of like their career trajectory, basically.
Yeah.
Very, very strange. Like, like, we were very used to a very traditional Mexican like style of life in terms of like man wakes up morning, goes to work, home, dark, with fam.
Mhm.
That's it. That was very traditional, right? And then now, like, it's a very untraditional, very like weird, like Silicon Valley type life. Basically, it's very like even me. It's
Yeah, you're right.
I'm still like I'm used to it, but I'm at the same time, it's like it's still very like I know what because I spent 12 years on the previous life, as
Mhm.
well. Yeah. And you have
Yeah.
the experience as well because you were working. You have an experience exactly like a lot of my buddies who worked in fishing. Were like they were gone for 4 6 months and then come back, and you come back and you have a ton of money and stuff, or like you have a bunch of free time now, and then then you leave, and then things go to shit when you're gone, basically.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's like it feels like things pause. Like when I
yeah.
went on deployment, I expected everything to be the same way that I left it. That's how our brain works because
Mm.
y it's like a time skip, but everyone moves on, right? Like you come back and like people get diagnosed with stuff in your family you didn't know. You come back and that girl that you were hooking up with or you were talking to is like has a boyfriend and is pregnant now or something. Like life moves on, man. It doesn't wait for you. So a lot of guys when they come back, they just feel kind of like they don't feel connected to their families as much because so many things weddings, they missed their own kids' graduation and
Mhm.
stuff, and sometimes their own kids are just like, "Who are you?" You know?
Yeah,
Like, "Who's this guy?" Yeah,
that's
being a military is not an easy life, man. There's a lot of sacrifices to be made.
absolutely that's that's a crazy one, yeah. But I've tried to like build my so like, one thing after learning the red pill, I become like very, very, very like cognizant of intent. Of like one thing that's always stuck to me, I've always explained the red pill. The red pill is choose your own adventure. Like like Rolo is not going to tell you what you have to do. Like this is what it is. But you have to like, do you want the white picket fence? Do you want 5 girlfriends? Do you want just be single? Are you like, what are you like? You gotta, and these are so uncomfortable questions to people because they don't even fucking know.
Yeah, that's what I always say, like, the options thing, like, again, I posted something where a lot of people are saying, "Hey, the best option is to have kids and to have lots of kids and have a wife." I'm like, "That is not the best option. That is an option, and it depends on
Yeah.
the man." Like, you cannot tell a man to just do that, right? He has to, like, want that. So, and maybe he only wants, I mean, it's not always up to him, maybe the woman has a say too, right? Like, but
Yeah.
maybe he only wants 1 kid. Maybe he doesn't want kids and he's fine,
I
just having a girlfriend, and if, if she comes with kids already, he doesn't care. Like, it depends on the guy, and the point is not to choose. The red pill isn't telling you to choose one, but it's giving you more to choose from because there's power in those options. The more options you have, the more leverage. So,
Yeah.
like, if you have to work a job, you're fucked because your boss can abuse you and you're stuck there and you get resentful and you feel like hopeless. But if you work in a job and you can leave the job and get another job within a month at any time, life gets better all of a sudden. You feel less trapped. So that's what we're saying. Like, life isn't one, you don't have one option, you have multiple. And guess what? A lot of the times, if not most of the time, you can switch over whenever you want, right? That, like, the big thing, what is it? Oh, womanizers are committed to being players for their whole lives and getting STDs and being lonely and whatever. And I'm like, dude, you know that I can stop and settle down with a girl, like, whenever I want within 3 months, I could stop, right? Because having more girls to choose from means a higher chance of finding a good one. Like, it's like the math doesn't math to them. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? Like,
And also, like, they have like, they're like, most guys have never been around a guy that really gets a bunch of pussy that actually can pick up chicks that level. Like, they know a buddy that's actually getting
mhm,
some,
yeah,
and then yeah, I can
something.
totally see if
Yeah.
you're getting something, and then you hit a dry spring, and like, yeah, I'm getting kind of lonely, or like they've been single for a while, but like they can't get pussy. That's a lot of like, bro, my buddy Justin Waller, fucking like Sterling and shit. There's no loneliness over there. Like, they can do it like that. They have so much options. They're not lonely. It's more of like, what do they want with their lives? Like, it's like, and like, Waller, he chose to be in a relationship, but also he's spinning plates too. And then they're all,
Yeah.
everyone knows, and they're cool, okay. And my buddy Sterling, he just wants to date around right now while he's like building up his business empire and stuff. And because he at one point he wants to have kids and stuff, but he wants to like, be more like localized in one place because it's good for the kid base. You can't be,
Mhm.
yeah, and then but that's but you can do those sort of things, but like most people don't really know a guy that's really out here, like, because like they'll be in these kind of like switch, these dating situations where they're fucking the same girl for a long time, and they're dating, they're fucking dating,
Mm.
and but like
Mhm.
he's still like doing around and stuff like that, and then they actually do date for a while, and then usually it would just break up, and so, but they're having this periods of time where like they're dating someone for 6 months and then go smash around and then go back into a date, like that's just what it is. But like that is a bit of a cope, like they're just going around here getting STDs. Like, no, they're not, no.
No.
Sure, there's some people, yeah, of course, they're out here bad luck and they're fucking with like some terrible chicks, or just
Ghetto
bad luck.
chicks or something. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But like, saying that like they're no. It's usually the guys that are like they've gotten a little success, but they haven't gotten enough to like where they can like they have enough options where like they may like half the time I talk to my guys who really out here, they just find this chick that's so fucking cool that they're like they can't let her. They're like, I can't stop seeing this chick. So like, yeah, it's that like they go through like 5, 6, 7 of these, and they're like, dude, Melissa is like the fucking best. She's like the best.
Mhm.
Like, so I'm seeing her, like I take the same thing you said, like, oh, I took my girl out of Cancun and stuff because like not that you owed it to her, but you felt like, yeah, like why not? Like we're beyond, like why not? I
She
can
earned
afford
it.
it. Yeah,
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 she
like,
she
yeah,
earned it. Like, she convinced me, and that's the thing. I let her convince me. I didn't say
right,
I have, or like, I just said, you know, you make a good point. I do need a vacation,
yeah,
and let's go have fun. And for what it's worth, vacations are kind of boring for me, but I needed to get the fuck out of Dallas.
yeah,
So, and the thing is too, like, the way I see it is that if I'm going to do this dating thing, right, I want to do it in a way that preserves my dignity, and I want to do it in a way where I get something out of it, right? Um, I what helped me a lot was, and girls are not gonna like this, but you just gotta see women as what they are and what they have to offer you. And you also, what makes dating fun is subversions and also juxtapositions, right? I don't want to get too artsy here, right? Let me explain. I went out with a radio show host here in Dallas, right? Cute girl. She looked like the Obsession girl. What's her name? Indy Navarrete or something. Very cute girl. And she showed up in the J Lo dress with where like the whole middle part of her stomach and her titties were out, and she
Yeah.
had a big sun tattoo in between her titties, right? So in my
Right.
mind, I'm like, this girl's kind of a hoe, like this girl's gonna just throw it at me, bro. She shows up nervous to the date, titties out with the whole J Lo dress, nervous. She shows up like that, and then she's like, I'm doing the talking. Like she's a radio show host. Shouldn't she be extroverted? She's just like coy and nervous the whole date. And I take her back to my place, and she's giving me like last minute resistance and all that stuff. And I kind of paused it because I was like, you know what, this girl's kind of like shy. I would have never guessed, but she was very like she was into it. But I'm just like, okay, that's a subversion. You would think that a radio show host with a sun tattoo between her titties would be like throwing it at me or be more of like talking about her host stories on a day or whatever. No, she was like a church girl in terms of her behavior. And then I go out with a girl that's like a nerdy kind of like violinist teacher, started her own symphony here. And this girl was a freak. She was like, yeah, he's like, you want me to pay for your food or for your drinks? I could do it. I'm like, no, I got it, first date. And then took her back to my place, no hesitation. This girl, and she just, that was who she was. And that's what makes dating fun. It's just figuring girls out and seeing what they're about. Like I forgot what quote, it's like a Chinese quote, but like what made it fun for me was that I got to see women better than all these like academics and weirdos on the internet and all these theorists and all that stuff. Like I was seeing them for what they were, and I got to see like in real time. I would pivot so well in real time. There was this argument on Twitter a couple years ago: coffee date versus drink date. Everyone was like, "Oh, the drink date, yeah." Like every year, there's a big 1 week debate on it, right? And it was 2021, and I had this girl come up. I was gonna meet with this girl, and I had just started like posting on Twitter a little bit more seriously, right? Whatever. I wasn't popular, and anyone knew me, but I had a date with the Mexicana, and she was from Chihuahua, right? Okay. Brown skin, looked like Selena, very pretty. She shows up in a red. We had a coffee date, right? And she shows up in a red dress with hoop earrings, and you know what that means.
Oh yeah,
like,
that shit is the real shit. Hoop earrings is 100% correct.
Rollo batted 100 with that one. Yeah, and
I've literally thought in my life, I was like, I've never missed with a chick when if I got on a date with a chick and she has hoop earrings, I've hit every time without fail.
It's just
it was like shocking when I went. I was like, is that true?
And you look back, you think back, you're like, wait a minute,
hold up. Obviously, like obviously, I stay away from the ones that wear like retarded shit like this.
Yeah, like super like weird shit. Yeah,
but it is this weird thing where like the girls that are like that took a little more work were the ones that had the hoop, but it was like super small, and the ones where it's a little bigger, it's fucking insane, dude. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, Rollo was really right about that one.
That shit is real, bro.
Yeah, she showed up with like the earrings and stuff, and dude, it was such a good date. Like this girl was just so bubbly, and she was vulnerable, and she was just so happy, smiling. I'm like, wow, man, this is awesome. And it was a coffee date, so I look up and across the street there's a bar, and I told her, hey, have you ever had a Cosmopolitan? She's like, no. And I'm like, you want to have your first one? This is me trying to be like all smooth, a player, player, right? Like, would you like to have a Cosmopolitan? And she's like, yeah, let's do it. And we go across the street. We have 2 drinks. And what did I just do? I fucking pivoted. Everyone on the internet is like, no, coffee dates, drinks date. You know what I did? I took her to a coffee date. Once I realized that she's wearing hoop earrings and she's cute and into me, I took her to drinks all within 2 hours. We had drinks and then we dated for 8 months. She was my girlfriend for 8 months. Right. It's just like guys can't put yourself like don't let the internet fights and squabbles and I'm right about this. And again, don't take this shit literally, take it seriously and pivot strategy, right? You could be the best looking dude in the world. Clap still got like rejected by some French girls, right? Because he just didn't have a strategy in that moment. But I bet you if he had Troy Francis next to him, he would have got those girls laughing all together, right? And it's all strategy.
Yeah, dude.
I focus on the strategy.
Troy's like one of the last guys doing real day game and like night game.
That's not weird. That's not a freaking weirdo. Like he's chill, like, very likable guy, funny.
But you still have time, or you're gonna be out of here right now because it's already like
yeah. I gotta be out of here. Yeah.
Okay, got you. Okay. But yeah, man, where can people follow you, brother? I mean, this was we went everywhere, obviously, in this conversation. It was very interesting. I like it.
Oh man, I mean, I like to talk, that's why I'm here. But you can find me on YouTube, Caudillo Nuclear. I'll put it in the chat. Hopefully it doesn't flag the link, but let's see.
If not, put it in the private chat. I'll post it for you.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
I'll type it up.
I also tagged your Twitter in the description box of all the videos.
Yeah, guys.
Give them a follow.
Yeah, you guys have probably seen me on Twitter more than you see me on YouTube. I go crazy on Twitter. Yeah. You got to be careful on Twitter because you say something and then there's people in the news talking about you, and you got the New York Post wanting to interview you and shit. You just like, it's a minefield in there. That being said, Elon has never tried to delete my account or suspend me. Maybe once the algorithm asked me to delete a tweet, like, hey, you got to delete this or you're suspended. And I'm like, fine, sure. But yeah, Twitter's treating me good. But all in all, guys, I talk about dating and red pill content. I'm a bit more preoccupied. I'm a bit more like kind of like if Rollo and Ryan Stone and all these guys are like the crazy mad scientists, I'm like the scout that goes out to get them all their material and things they need to perform experiments. Man, I'm out in the field. I was out in the field till recently, but it's all about strategy, guys. Like, get out there, make mistakes, don't be afraid of rejection. And be careful with those tortas, man. Those women are aggressive. They fight. They will fight you. Gotta be careful.
Absolutely. So with that, you guys, I'll be on here on Wednesday. I've got actually a couple more interviews I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna have some crypto interviews over this next week, as well as I think we're doing Moon Gang on Sunday at 7 p.m. So yeah, we're streaming a lot. We're doing a lot of videos right now for you guys, man. What's one last thing and stuff? Be really careful. Like Nansen launched a coin, the Black Bull coin. It's at 13 cents right now. I think it could still run up a little bit, maybe more, maybe to like maybe 200 million or something like 270. But like you gotta be really careful with it because like it could just nuke out of nowhere, crash back down, and then maybe at that point that'd be a better time to kind of get an entry point and stuff because like it's if an influencer launches something, if you're able to like if he launches it like within like 5 minutes of it launching, you see it, you can make a lot of money on it. But if you're like 4 hours, 8 hours late on the tweet, you're gonna your money is the donation basically.
Yeah, you're the one funding it. Yeah.
So with that, man, catch you guys in a bit.
Have fun not making $1 million. You're right. Have fun being right and broke. Have fun being right and broke. Have fun. You're right. You have the most right mind. Smartest boy in the room. Have fun being broke forever.